Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Funny Talk with me, Alex Barrett, driver of the Rocketeer Funny Car. In this episode, I want to show you a little bit about junior dragsters. This is my last junior dragster that I had. As most of you know, or some of you may not know, I started off in the junior drag racing program, which is a program for kids 8 to 18 in cars just like this that race an 1/8 mile instead of a 1/4 mile. So it's a pretty neat little program, and I'll show you around the car a little bit, kind of teach you a little bit about them. Well, the cockpit is pretty similar actually to like a regular dragster, except for the fact that it doesn't have a handbrake. It's actually a foot brake. There is a foot brake, and on the other side is the gas pedal. Over here is the on and off switch, the kill switch, and of course the steering wheel, which I can kind of reach, but not really. And over here is actually something pretty new. They didn't have it when I was driving junior dragsters. That was a long time ago. But this is a kill switch. In case this one right here doesn't work, they have a tendency to go out. And what this one does is ground out the spark plug, so it instantly shuts off the motor. Alright, I'll show you a little bit about the safety, like the seat belts and stuff, but first I have to get out of this thing. So these junior dragsters aren't quite as fast as the Rocketeer, but they are still pretty fast. In the 1/8 mile, a car like this will go about 80 miles per hour. So safety is something that they're still very concerned about and take very serious. In this car, and in all junior dragsters, they have the same type of deal I have in the Rocketeer. These are DJ safety belts, and it's also a 5-point harness, just like in the Rocketeer. They also have a roll cage, helmet bars, and also in this junior, something new that they've added is this safety net right here. And what it does is if you roll over and the body comes off, it keeps your legs from flying out. So it's a really neat program that they have for kids, and it's something where they take safety very serious, which I think is great because as they grow from these little cars and they go on to bigger and faster cars, they're learning about the safety aspects. Even though they're not going as fast, they're still learning all the basics about safety, staging the car, good sportsmanship. So there's really a lot of great things about these juniors. This car right here that is hanging up over my head is actually my very first junior dragster. This one has a lot of sentimental value. I got this when I was 7 years old. There's actually a picture of me and my dad standing next to it. It wasn't my first race, but it was one of my very first races with this car. And I had it till I turned, I think 10 is when I got my next car. Okay, I want to show you some of the pictures from my junior dragster days many years ago. And I was thinking about it, and I started racing about 15 years ago, so these are some pretty old pictures. But show you here. This is actually that car I was showing you that was hanging up on the wall. And as you can see, the front wing and the rear wing. When I got this car, I loved Top Fuel dragsters, and I thought, like, I wanted my car to look like a Top Fuel dragster. So this wing here really absolutely did nothing for downforce, but I thought it looked really cool. So my dad built that for me. And then right there, you could see Snoopy on the back, and that very same Snoopy's in the Rocketeer now. So it's just kind of a sentimental thing, something I think is pretty cool. So and then my next car right here, I got that, like I said, when I was about 10, and this car I think was one of my favorite cars. I did really well in it. We won a lot of races. In fact, all those trophies that you see up there, most of the trophies I got was with that car. I did really well that year in San Diego and at Rialto. I didn't win the championship that year, but I got second place in the Rialto series. That's my third car that I had. We actually built this car, and it had something similar to suspension. It was just a unique idea for weight transfer, and it ended up not working very well. We actually took that out and kind of made the chassis firmer. But let's see. Oh, and my last car, which is this car here, had a different paint job on it And it was this car right here. And that was, I know I said that was my favorite car, but this one was my favorite car too. We did pretty well in this one. I think I got a couple championships in this car. Won a few races and stuff. And then after that car, I didn't own this car, but I drove this car right here. This is Lindsay Pruitt's old car. Ron Pruitt had me drive it in their Wicked West Coast 330 series. So that was pretty fun. And then after I got out of juniors, until I had the Dart Belt, I had this car right here. This was my 71 Pontiac Ventura, which I wish I still had, but I sold it so I could buy the funny car. So really it was unfortunate, but it was well worth it. Okay, this picture right here I have to show you. This was at the Nationals in Indianapolis, and that was a very memorable race. One race I think that I'll never forget. I did absolutely great. I mean, the car was just running perfect. My lights were great. The tuning was great. I went, I think, like 5 or 6 rounds. I lost in the quarterfinals by like 1/100 of a second or something like that. It was a really close race. I broke out. It's a very long story, but I won't go into detail. This was the team way back when we took this picture. We got best appearing crew. So this is Cinder. He was one of my teammates. That's Stan. We have Justin Ayub. I hope that he watches this video because I know he'll be very embarrassed. Me. That's Laura, my sister. She was driving one of our cars for us. And then that's my dad way back before he had gray hair. Yeah, this is the team right here. We had the 3 junior dragsters and 2 golf carts, and they all fit in that little bitty trailer. Since I'm on the subject of showing you the pictures on this wall, this is our kind of wall of fame, as we call it. It's got a lot of pictures of just our friends' race cars, my race cars, a lot of people that we know. There's Scott Hudson and Diana Hudson. Diana Might and Scott Lucky Hudson from Speed Scene Live, which most of you I'm sure are familiar with. Check it out. Yeah, also on this kind of wall of fame, there's over here's a picture of Joe Motto, me and Joe Motto. He was one of my heroes, as I'm sure most of you know who Joe Motto is. We've got, see other pictures, Gary Lambert, who passed away a couple years ago. Austin Fry's car's up there. We have, it's kind of hidden, but Curtis Clevenger's car. That's my car now, but that was Leah Pruitt's car. That's Leah Pruitt's Nostalgia funny car. And that's Gary Gosliga's boat. And that's a sign from when I crewed on a Australian Nitro funny car. But there, as you can see, there's lots of room for other pictures. So if you have a really cool car, we would love for you to sign it and send a picture to us so we can put it on our wall of fame. Alright, so that's another episode of Funny Talk with me, Alex Barrett, driver of the Rocketeer Funny Car. And before you tune out, I want to remind you, you got to go to the 2nd Annual Redlands Air Show, October 8th. Check it out on the poster here. Oh, I don't think you guys have seen this new poster, but we're on it. Check it out. And that's our car. So we are going to be there. We're going to be racing this airplane right here that's right above us. So check it out. It's October 8th at the Redlands Air Show. You got to be there. Also, we're going to be at the California Hot Rod Reunion, which is October 21st through the 23rd. Another great event that you got to go to. See you next time.